satirical preview of his new Comedy Central special. Plus, we rate the HP Omni all-in-one desktop PC in Gadget Prawn. Then, a lock and load, we round up the latest in indie games, including The Walking Dead and the pixelated jumper Fez. Also, Microsoft is selling the Xbox 360 for $99, but there's a catch. We'll have the details in the feed. And see how Clarkson University is converting their trash into fertilizer and heat. Strap on a helmet and take cover. It's Attack of the Show, starting right now.
Bringing you Kevin Pereira live. Candace Bailey was recorded earlier.
No, I was not. Hello,
That's
Candace
great,
Bailey.
Candace.
I'm here. I'm live.
Reacting to the older one.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. Today's a big day. Sir Reggie Watts will be rocking this studio. It's an honor to have him here. The man is a slashy.
A slashy.
A slashy, you know, like on the host slash actress or actress slash model or whatever. But he is a singer, songwriter, comedian, improviser.
All of the above.
Actor, gentleman, scholar.
Okay, we get it. He's a slashy.
He is, and he's going to perform, and we're going to chat with him a little bit later in the show. I can't wait. Very funny
I'm
man.
excited. I'm excited to see him perform. Right now, let's put the web through its paces.
We're going around the net. In honor of Mr. Watts, our first clip features a beatboxer named Bellatrix.
Turns out she incorporates some unique noises into her set. Yeah. From the children's rap, Old MacDonald had a Glock. Oh. Glock.
Yeah, no, we got what Old MacDonald had. I wasn't a fan of that clip. I'd like for her to like do a remix, maybe with featuring Chris Brown or something. Just he knows how to mash it up, man. He's good. He's good. The man, give him a chance. He apologized and then threw a chair out a window. That's totally level-headed.
Being a journalist in Chicago is dangerous work, what with all the riots and bank robberies.
Sure, and this lady.
Sorry, I have a bad cold.
Yeah.
It's not catching though.
We're recording right now.
Oh, you're recording? Oh, that's too bad. I didn't even realize that was a camera.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I hope you don't have permission to put me on. Just tell him that the weather here causes colds in Chicago. So that's when you come to Chicago, you get a cold. Sorry about that.
Stay classy, Chicago.
I'll tell you what. That never happened when Oprah ran Chicago.
No?
One of her favorite things was pigs in a blanket.
Aww.
She would roll pigs like that up in a blanket, throw them in the river, and that was it. I mean, she was tough, but she was fair. I miss you, O. Those were the good old days.
I don't even understand what that means.
It was a love letter to a party of one.
Clearly.
Not the old.
Here's an edgy ad from Argentina by advertising agency Draft FCB.
All right, let me save you the trouble of Shazamming the catchy song. It's Been a Long, Long Time by Harry James. You're welcome. Let's just say that your grandma might not approve of this.
Kiss me once, then kiss me twice, then kiss me once again. Haven't felt like this time. You never know. Just how empty.
Mi abuela tuvo un accidente.
That is so not fair. My grandma only died once.
Alicia doesn't bitch about how cold she is anymore.
True that.
I didn't want to say it. Next up is a new report from our favorite mongers of fake news, The Onion.
Don't you dare apologize for saying that about my dead
grandmother.
grandmother. Here's the latest from the Mitt Romney campaign, which is now trying to undo months of hard right appeals to the Republican base. They're using a cartoon character.
Mitt Romney began actively courting the nation's 50 million Hispanic voters this week when he introduced his new sidekick, an animated parrot named Paco. And today, Paco made his first appearance in a Romney campaign commercial, which has begun running in Florida and Texas.
Mitt Romney cares about the issues that matter to you.
¿Yo?
Jobs.
Me gustan los trabajos.
Education.
Me gusta la educación.
And lowering taxes.
Me gustan los impuestos.
I'm Mitt Romney. I'm running for president, and I approve this message.
Oh, Mitt, you are so very smart. I want you to be president.
Look for Paco the pandering parrot at Romney campaign event.
Yes, he will be strapped to the top of the bus. Likely covered in his own filth. True story, he did that with the family dog. Do you guys not know, did people not know that about Mitt Romney?
I didn't know that.
He went on a long car voyage and there was no room for the dog, so
How long was this
they
car
strapped
voyage?
hours. And on the highway, it's not like it was on country roads. So the dog, literally scared crapless, they had to pull over so he could hose down the car. He's an American just like all of you. It's a true story. Actual candidate.
now-
He'd have taken the dog's job if he could have, but it was just not possible.
Okay. And now the cultural portion of our show.
Here's a gentleman enjoying a beer tasting.
One to go.
Hurry up 1 minute. Do it now. Then you can say you did it under.
Under 5 minutes.
Jay got a text.
It's good technique. Look at him go. Boom.
6 cruises in 3 minutes.
Oh, Australia.
How do you know that video is from Australia?
I'm sorry, did you miss the part where the guy drank 6 beers and then vomited all over his friend? Sophia,
touche.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, when you need an expert on dragons, and let's face it, when don't you need an expert on dragons?
Seriously.
There's only one man you should turn to.
School us, Sir Jeremy.
So, my Dungeon Master Glenn sent me this super old video about dragons online. It was so old, it wasn't even on YouTube. It was a Windows media file. The video was of this paper dragon statue that's supposed to follow you around when you look at it. So, first I was like, you suck, Glenn. And then he printed one out for me. Ugh! Look at that thing! It follows you wherever you go, watching you. I can't take it, but I also can't destroy it, for I must respect its power and clear ties to the unseen world of dragons. So here I remain, in its thrall. Hey guys, think you could get me some food? I'm seriously like stuck here.
Huzzah! Still ahead, Matt Myra will review HP's answer to the iMac on Gadget Prone.
And Reggie Watts joins us live in studio for a performance. Stick around.
just want desktop simplified, don't you? Yeah. Of course you do. Well, here's HP's new Omni 27. Welcome back, Matt Myra.
We both did it. We both did it in the one shot.
Damn!
Kevin and I we
reversed the hell out of that.
We'll just do it again for you. Ready?
Here
we go. One.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Myra.
We did it. We did it.
Boom! 5 out of 5. Segment's over. Good night, everybody. All-in-one desktops are getting bigger and also slimmer at the same time.
Unlike me.
Today's Gadget Prawn, you are 10 kinds of adorable. You can't improve perfection, okay? HP's Omni 27 is here!
Yes, here it is. This
Learn
screen
us.
is huge. It's a 27-inch screen to be exact. This is the biggest screen of any all-in-one PC on the market right now. It's pretty slim. The whole thing's a little bit of heft, though, thanks to the base, which is just a big chunk of aluminum. It weighs 35 pounds.
Wow.
Screen's adjustable, but not as much as I'd like. But you can swap out the stand for a VESA mount, so if you want to throw it up on the wall, you can totally do that. Computer definitely has an emphasis on media, and it's got a decent amount of ports because of that.
Okay, when you say decent, I want details, Matt Myra.
Here we go. On the side, here's where your ports are. On the side, you got a card reader, 2 USB 3.0 ports, Beats by Dre audio.
Beats!
Oh my God. On the back, what are we looking at? 4 USB 2.0 ports.
I have no idea what any of those do.
Digital audio out, subwoofer, HDMI.
What?
Oh my God.
More like HD, oh my. That is a lot of ports.
That's an innie too, not an outie.
This is so much better than QVC.
So you can make this display a monitor for your PS3 or Xbox if you want, but that's a $50 upgrade, which is kind of a bummer. I feel like it should
That's
be
something that
free.
should be bundled. Yeah.
Should be no dollars.
Okay.
It's got an included keyboard and mouse here, and in case you forgot who's running your audio, on the B,
you got the B button.
Beats logo.
And if you're in Word, it actually autocorrects all your B's to the Beats by Dre logo. Yeah, it's really unprofessional.
But kind of cool.
Yeah, you have to license each
doesn't
letter.
really do that.
27-inch screen has a 1920 by 1080 resolution, which sounds good enough for 1080p to me.
Yeah, it sounds good. The resolution isn't as high as like an iMac display, which has a 2560 by 1440. Even the iPad has a higher resolution than this, but it's not really a problem because the media you're going to watch on this, that's native 1080 resolution.
Right.
So I think this display is better for video than an iMac because most videos these days are 1080p, which is native. So look at this G.I. Joe trailer, right?
What?
It is very exciting. Hopefully better than the last one, which made me realize the ArcLight, which is a theater in Los Angeles, has a lovely ceiling.
Oh, that's good. That's worth the price of admission.
That is how boring that movie was. That being said, the colors were good, not that great. They're a little washed out. Saturation was a little disappointing, but overall, it's a nice display for looking at video.
All right, but now watching media, that's one thing. If you just want to get a TV and a Blu-ray player, well, this will sort of suffice. What about like gaming applications? Does this thing have the power to run anything?
I was actually surprised. This thing has a quad-core i5 processor and 8 gigs of RAM, which made it pretty good for gaming. You can, of course, upgrade this to an i7, discrete graphics, solid-state drive. A lot of people, you won't need to do that. We played Modern Warfare 3 on this thing, and it looks pretty good. It wasn't terrible. I was expecting it to be a lot more jumpy, a lot of lost frames.
For onboard graphics, that's impressive.
Yeah,
normally you need a dedicated card to get that sort of thing.
Yeah, and that's not me playing that. You know that because he's not dead yet. Serious gamers will definitely want to pay the extra bucks, though, to get the graphics card, the better graphics card. If you want to make this even more of a media powerhouse, you can pay another $100, which will get you a Blu-ray player on here, which, again, I feel like they're picking your pocket a little bit.
Yeah, both those could be included standard without really costing them too much at this point.
I know, but the desktop, I mean, it's made for consuming media, and thanks to the Beats audio, it's gonna sound super, you guys.
I mean, these onboard speakers, does it really sound good?
Yeah, actually it does, really. There's a good amount of depth in bass and mid and high. Not as much high as I'd like, but
all the
on
frequency
low end,
ranges I love
on
as,
the low end.
as an audiophile.
You get all these frequency ranges and more.
All right, here's the thing. It's HP, right? So that tells me that they're going to pre-install a handful of wonderful utilities that I will never be able to pry out of the system.
Yeah.
Is it bloated?
It is really bloated. More than me. That's the second one in one review. Computer comes with HP's Magic Canvas, which software, it's basically touch smart software.
Okay.
Which makes no sense because this screen doesn't do anything when you touch it.
It makes a noise.
Yeah, you can.
A dense impact sound.
You're doing a really good job, Kev.
Thank you.
It replaces the standard Windows 7 interface, so you get like these little icons, kind of looks like an iOS, and these sticky Post-its that you can move with your finger if it was a touchscreen, but it is not.
It looks optimized for an input method that this does not support.
Yeah, which is weird, but you can remove it. It's pretty user-friendly, but it's not that much better than Windows 7.
Okay.
Wow, I just said that. Something's not that much better than Windows 7. I applaud HP's attempt for trying to make an alternative to Windows 7, but you can get rid of it pretty easily. You just flick it off. It's a pretty easy setting to get rid of, so it's not stuck in there forever.
That's good. You can get the HP Omni 27. Starts at $1199. That's $1,199.
It sure is, Kev.
What is the verdict?
We're going to give it a 4 out of 5. Yes. You get a lot of display for what you're paying for. Full HD video looks great. The option for HDMI input makes it the perfect PC for any dorm room or small apartment. There's an old media center. So the Omni 27 is a pretty good deal, but what does hold this back, on my point of view, is the charging you extra for an HDMI in and charging you extra for Blu-ray. I feel like that should be in the stock model.
I agree. Thank you very much, Matt Myra. As
very
always,
welcome.
That's it for today's Gadget Prawn. If you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, email us, gadgetprawn@g4tv.com. But now, over to Candace Bailey.
Thank you, Kevin Pereira. Still ahead, international funny man Reggie Watts joins us live for performance and interviews. Stick around.
Attack of the Show is brought to you by the Marvel animated series X-Men and Iron Man, each available now on DVD.
Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie Watts!
Unless you're really good at using drugs. Yeah, use the drugs that you know are good. Use the drugs that you know are good. Use your source, know your source. Everything's okay, yeah.
With the man, Reggie Watts, in just a minute. Sarah there. That was beautiful. The last thing I wanted to do is run up here if you weren't going to drop it again. Please welcome back to the program, Reggie Watts, everybody. OMG, good sir. Amazing. Yes, I said at the beginning, like human beings love to categorize and label and put things. We like to just put things in a bin.
Yeah.
Where do we put Reggie Watts? Because do you prefer singer, songwriter, beatboxer, comedian, artiste? What do you? I just shaved ice entrepreneur?
Yeah.
You have.
that's next. Thanks for spoiling it.
Sorry.
No, I consider myself, I guess, a comedic performer with musical tendencies. Maybe.
I like
maybe.
it. Okay, you're musically curious?
Yeah, musically curious. Yeah.
With that performance that just happened on stage, was that's real-time rendering. That is musical improv for you.
Yeah, it's a new graphics engine. It's like I think it's a level 5 Radeon processor.
Oh,
no,
wow.
It's like real time. Yeah, I just, it's easier for me to just do stuff live because I can't remember stuff. So.
That crutch of a poor memory has become your performance staple. I'm still trying to finish the maze on your hair in this new album artwork here.
Yeah, my friend Dima did that. He said he spent 30 hours, or no, not 30 hours, no, like 20 hours or something like that, like doing all of that detail.
It's amazing.
And he never does that, which is weird. It's like if you check out his other stuff, he's like, that's just totally different. So it's crazy special.
And this is the cover for Live at Central Park. This is your new special.
Yeah.
Which is the perfect, it's you. It's a perfect blend of sketch comedy and musical improv and traditional stand-up.
Yeah, because I wanted to have I wanted to do something that was kind of a little bit more momentous, and because I was doing a show, I already had it on my schedule, like I was going to do a show at Central Park, so I was thinking like Paul Simon, stuff like that. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to do something based out of there. I did that, and then the video interstitial thing was something I wanted to do as well, and luckily Duncan Skiles, the director, kind of created a loose structure for that, and we went for it.
It's amazing. I've seen it already. It's phenomenal. And when you were coming here, I was like, okay, we have a rock star finally. We have someone of note. And I looked at the tour writer.
Yeah.
And it's water and vegan food.
Yeah.
And that's how you roll. That's your party.
Man, that's how we roll deep. You know what I'm saying? I look at it's really my writer is the negative of that. You know what I'm saying? That's really
deep.
what I want.
Deep, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I just got tired of showing up and there's all this food, and I would leave, and there'd be all this unused stuff, and I was like, screw that. I'm gonna try to pare it down.
That's how interns survive.
I know. For college gigs, I oftentimes will go, here is some food for you, and then be, thank you,
Reggie, for the Cornish game then.
Thank you. Oh, the fire in your barrel is going down. You might want to.
We get the ask for water and vegan food, but Twitter gets the ask for edible green treats.
Yes,
to be left at your hotel upon your arrival.
That is true, yes. It was an experiment that I've done many times.
So now it's an addiction.
Yeah. And these guys, they brought some, and I was just it's like this thing. I was like, oh, that's cool. And the guy at the front desk, he was like, here's your key, and this is for you. And he just immediately started writing something, and I was like, why did he give it to me so quickly and hastily? And then I looked at it, and I thought it was from Gersh, some agency, and I was like, oh, cool. And I took it to my room, and it's like, oh, it's not that at all. They were very clever about it, and they put a really nice note inside of it, the fans did, and they're also musical comedians, and they gave me a CD, and they told me which tracks to listen to.
Oh, well, that's the best way to give a man a demo.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You better give him a brownie to enjoy it with.
I know, it was awesome.
Well, do you think that, I know you toured with Conan, do you think that that's when, did things fundamentally change for you at that moment?
Conan was a big deal because, first of all, it happened so quickly. I was supposed to do this. Okay, if you want some. I was supposed to do this Australian tour, and I heard about it. And,
what's this?
Yeah, it was good, huh? Mm-hmm. No, agave, I think. But so I was supposed to do the tour, and then I heard Conan's considering you for the tour, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Next day, Conan wants you for the tour. I was like, what? Okay. And I had to cancel the Australian tour, which I was really bummed about because I don't like, canceling on people.
Sure.
Or an entire people.
Or an entire continent, yeah.
Sorry, continent. But then I came to my senses, and everyone was like, you got to do the Conan thing. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And it changed a lot because people had to accept me, and I was worried about people thinking I was a little bit too esoteric. But by the end,
that was the right crowd for you.
Oh, they were great.
And if they didn't know you from Conan, they clearly knew you from your iStock photo days.
Yeah, they do.
Which you were. We always wonder who are in these stock photos. For those who don't know, you can. Stock photography is in case you need a random photo of guy leering behind girl. You would type that in to a stock photo site, and you popped up. So you signed up for that gig.
Yeah, I think that. No. No, I mean, that was my girlfriend. She was like, hey, come on, we're going to do the picture thing. I was like, oh, cool. What is it? She's like, wear something fancy. And I was like, okay. I'll wear this Klingon shirt, this sort of like metal Klingon shirt.
Yeah, look at that.
This is like,
look at that.
It's like, my name is Gul Dukat. I operate Deep Space Nine. I'm a Cardassian. No, I don't know.
That looks like a. Can I see that one more time? That's a fantastic. It's just like. I feel like this is I would see this band at the Coffee Cavern with a pan flute and a tambourine.
Yeah,
that's it. Singing songs about our.
Yeah, our impending future.
Exactly. Well, people
Crazy.
will see what. I mean, basically, what you do. They'll see this in your special. But you want to do so much more than just the traditional stand-up special. You want to do movies. You want to do alternate reality games.
Yeah, man. I have a lot of different technologies I want to develop. Like I want to create more immersive live experiences. So I want to be able to do like real-time augmented reality stuff, you know, and like now the Google Goggles or not? What? No, it's not
Google Goggles.
Yeah,
that's a little beta project.
Or is that the beer thing? Anyways, and it's like, are you too drunk? Like, can you solve
just
this
see
math
ads
problem?
pop up on the drunk women.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Google
They
would do.
finally merged the two.
Yeah.
Finally, I just wanted to have like eventually in the future just have like augmented reality, real-time augmented reality stuff, or stuff they use with video goggles, or like sound moving around in real time. These aren't like necessarily new concepts. People have done this, you know, but
in your hands, I can only imagine how reality will be augmented.
Oh man, yeah, I love augmenting reality. No, look at that.
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. Well, let's listen to that demo CD already.
Yeah, okay.
Reggie Watts, everybody. Such a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. Alive at Central Park premieres on Comedy Central on May 11th. Right now, here are some indie games.
We are all waiting with bated breath for Diablo 3 to hit shelves, but until then, here's a few indie titles to tide you over. First up, take a dive into the deep end with the underwater adventure Deep Black Episode 1. In this futuristic third-person shooter, you're a high-tech soldier attempting to infiltrate a rival faction's base to uncover their plans to build a biological weapon. As you cut through troops, robots, and bosses, you'll pick up new weapons like shotguns and miniguns that allow you to dispatch enemies with deadly efficiency. But it's not all run and gun, or rather swim and shoot. You must rely on cover to avoid becoming a bullet-ridden corpse. Luckily, you also have a tech harpoon which allows you to hack robots or open up bridges to get you to dry land. If you feel like getting your feet wet, you can pick up Deep Black Episode 1 on Xbox Live for $10. But if you pine for the days of video game yore, then jump into the pixelated side-scroller Fez. In this platformer, your 2D world is on the verge of destruction, and it's up to you to collect 64 cubes hidden throughout the levels and save your land. Fortunately, you have been given a magical fez which allows you to rotate the world left or right at 90-degree angles, opening new areas to explore and find the secret cubes hidden within. Levels range from simple to the insanely devious, forcing you to shift your world around to crack its secrets. If you enjoy the head-scratching puzzles of Portal, you need to snag Fez on Xbox Live for 10 big ones. And finally, for those of you looking for a choose-your-own-adventure but with zombies, The Walking Dead Episode 1 is up your alley. Inspired by the gruesome comic series, you play as Lee Everett, a convict being transported to prison when the undead outbreak hits. While escaping from the walkers, you come across a little girl and a few familiar faces as you attempt to band together and survive the undead nightmare. Now, this is not a Left 4 Dead clone. Think of it as an updated point-and-click adventure as you move your cursor to interact with objects and engage in conversations. Oftentimes, you'll have to choose between who lives and dies, and characters will remember your actions, which will change the outcome of the game. With a couple hours of story and tons of replay value, The Walking Dead Episode 1 is a steal at $5 for both Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. Hey, zombies, underwater shooting, jumping around in the third dimension? Come on, indie games don't get much better than this.
And now it is time to start the feed.
All the news
you need to know. Feed.
It's Wednesday, May 2nd. Here are your top stories. Yes, want an Xbox but don't want to fork over $300. Yeah, well, lucky for you, Microsoft is reportedly looking to knock the price down to only $99 with a contract. Yeah. According to The Verge, the $99 package will include a 4-gig Xbox and Kinect sensor. Here is the catch. It's a 2-year contract plan in which you'll have to pay $15 a month. That also includes an Xbox Live Gold membership. Of course, as with any contracts, you'll have to pay a hefty fee for jumping ship on the agreement. Now, if this sounds like a plan for you, word is that the deal will hit U.S. Microsoft stores as soon as next week. But for more info, head to g4tv.com/Xbox99. Now, do you feel like the TSA got a little carried away last time you were at the airport? Well, now there's an app for that. Yay! FlyRights, a free iOS and Android app, makes it easier to file a sexual harassment or racial and religious profiling complaint. After filling out a short questionnaire, the app sends your complaint directly to the Department of Homeland Security and the TSA. Yeah, given the TSA's recent track record, you know, stripping down grannies and screening 7-year-olds with cerebral palsy, I think we can all agree that this is a step in the right direction. Now, Britain is making it very clear that they want no funny business during this summer's Olympic Games because of the Ministry of Defense is considering putting surface-to-air missiles on the tops of residential buildings. Yeah, a number of residents at the London estate got a surprise earlier this week when they received leaflets stating that a high-velocity missile system could wind up on their roof as a last resort security measure. Now, property managers and officials have voiced their disapproval with the plan, citing concerns that a launched missile could shower debris across the crowded London streets. Yeah. I mean, yes, I agree with all that, but doesn't this kind of seem a little un-British, right? Like, I just can't imagine a polite little soldier knocking on someone's door saying, "Sorry to interrupt tea time, but I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if I place some high-powered rockets of death on your roof." Right? Cheerio. And finally, SpaceX recently shook up the world of space exploration with their Dragon capsule, but it looks like Blue Origin is about to do the same. Backed by Amazon.com founder and billionaire Jeff Bezos, the company just successfully tested their orbital spacecraft's bionic-shaped design in a wind tunnel. They're a part of a group of companies under a $320 million NASA contract alongside Boeing, Sierra Nevada, and of course, SpaceX. Now, beyond their suborbital crew capsule and propulsion vehicle, also in development, their goal is to enhance the safety and affordability of human spaceflight. Okay, yeah, that's all cool and all, but in the immortal words of Arnold, get your ass to Mars! I'm Sarah Underwood, you've just been fed, and now some summer movies from a faraway land.
Chris Gore here at Spin Fusion in Los Angeles, where I'm in search of blockbusters from the Far East. It's time for Asian Underground. I'm joined, as always, by Asian cinema expert Jeff Wong. Now, Jeff, as part of our blockbuster edition of Asian Underground, what do you have for us today?
Well, we can't all get to the movie theaters in Asia, so until you get a chance to see these releases, we have some films that will catch you up in the meantime. First up, we have Rurouni Kenshin. Okay, Rurouni Kenshin follows the exploits of Kenshin, who's a former assassin, but he has turned his life around, and now he roams the countryside trying to help people out with their problems. So he's sort of like this former bad guy turned good.
Now, is it true that this anime series is now going to be made into a live-action blockbuster film? I can think of a couple of others that have done that. Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I think with this show, it's not going to be as over the top as the ones you mentioned. Basically, the story and the anime series were very character-driven and not as big. It's samurai in the Meiji era. So it's going to be more traditional in that sense. However, it is going to be a big film. It's a very popular story, and I think people are excited to see it.
Jeff, what blockbuster do you have for us next?
Well, we have the Chinese Odyssey Part 1, Pandora's Box, and Part 2, Cinderella. These series of movies follow the tale of Journey to the West, which is an old Chinese folk legend about a monkey king who's kind of mischievous. He has to reform his ways, and his band of friends as they're journeying to India to get some scriptures that will hopefully save China.
This looks like an insane martial arts version of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it is. The story has been told throughout several films and several books and several movies. This happens to be one of my favorite, but it's also being updated again this summer in Donnie Yen's The Monkey King. It's a trilogy of movies, and that's the first one that's releasing this summer. But this movie happens to be my favorite version of all the Journey to the West tales.
Jeff, what do you have for us next?
Merantau is this Indonesian martial arts film where this kid is going on this spiritual journey to the mean streets of Jakarta. His dream is to sort of open a martial arts studio there, but the streets take over and he gets mixed up in a girl slave trade.
This isn't your typical, like, kid going to the big city to kick ass. I mean, it's sort of different than that, right?
Yeah, I think the focus is on what he's trying to do in the big city. He has a very specific goal. He's not trying to be an actor. It's very small. But I think what happens is it's showcasing just how people can get caught up in these certain situations. And he's basically a hero character and a hero type. And no matter what happens, he can't turn away from these wrongdoings.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. With these blockbusters, you saved me from seeing yet another Hollywood remake. So to recap, check out Rurouni Kenshin, Chinese Odyssey Part 1 and 2, and Merantau. And Jeff and I will be back to save the world on another edition of Asian Underground.
Well, thank you, Jeff and Chris.
Still ahead, we will take you to Clarkson University in upstate New York, where they found a way to put their trash to work.
Tell me more.
I will, after the break.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow on Attack of the Show.
Comedian Brett Gelman drops by live with lessons on fighting crime badly in Eagleheart. Then Jessica Chobot assembles the stars of the Avengers, including director Joss Whedon. And we rate the Fender Greta amp. Should you rock out at home with this tabletop guitar amp? Gadgetron will tell you.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7. Mankind's literal trash can be turned into energy, and mankind's figurative trash, like Lindsay Lohan, can be turned into jokes. See? Recycling's great.
Oh, it is. The scientists at Clarkson University are dropping science on our trash, the real kind.
When it comes to heaps of trash, nothing piles it up like a college campus. Clarkson University in upstate New York is no exception. But being a research hub for science and innovation, they found a way to put their trash to work for them by eating it. Well, sort of.
We've gotten wise and far more sustainable on our campus, and now instead of sending that food waste to a landfill, we send it to an anaerobic digester right on campus where it is biodegraded to make heat and power and a liquid effluent that's a really rich fertilizer.
By converting discarded food into fertilizer and heat, they're able to power their greenhouse and grow produce that goes back into the cafeterias, creating a nearly self-sustained closed-loop system. And it all starts with their recycling program.
Right now, we're sorting our food waste from the actual trash in our cafeterias.
Once collected, the waste is fed into a giant, stinky, anaerobic digester that's completely deprived of oxygen. Inside, the magic happens. Under a steamy temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit, bacteria go to town, breaking down the organic material into methane, carbon dioxide, and a fertilizer goo called liquid effluent.
So this is our warm, fresh effluent straight out of the digester. The nutrients in this effluent are stabilized, so they're better absorbed by plant material. And we can take this effluent and use that to spread on croplands as a fertilizer.
Leaving nothing of the waste to well, waste. The heat generated by the gases in the digester is used to help warm and power the campus greenhouse, which, despite its appearance, is completely state-of-the-art. This is especially useful since it's generally freezing.
So in the month of January here, we're looking at about 7 hours of daylight and temperatures getting down as low as negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The heating system in here comes from an energy cabin that uses solar thermal heating, as well as a wood pellet boiler. We're also coupled to an anaerobic digester, which gives us some heat and electricity.
Inside, the greenhouse is engineered to a cozy 68 degrees Fahrenheit for maximum growing conditions. And to help compensate for the lack of sun on their short winter days, red and blue LED lights are used to help nurture their plants. But it's the school's revolutionary aeroponics system that's responsible for their high-yield production, a system which utilizes the effluent produced from their recycle program.
So this is what it looks like inside the aeroponic unit. So these nozzles spray the root zone. They knock off any algal growth, any bacteria, so we get a clean root zone every time they spray. And by just spraying them, it gives them a chance to dry, which means that we can grow a lot of crops you can't in a hydroponic system, like root crops, for example, potatoes and carrots, and they won't split, they won't rot like they tend to in hydroponic systems.
And thanks to this clever use of science and engineering, the harvest is ready for reaping.
I picked about 1 kilograms of the leaves, just leaves, of lettuce in one aeroponic unit every once or twice a week, and then deliver them to the campus restaurant. Well, it's fresh and tastes good.
Well done, guys. Lunch is served.
And this is what it's all about, changing our food waste into food in a closed-loop cycle. We're educating students, we're making our campus more sustainable, and we continue our tradition of defying convention at Clarkson University.
Hey, it's time for today's epic fail.
Here's a drag race with a surprise ending.
Nieco mniejszym kątem jedzie, ale cały czas próbuje atakować. Nie widział nic przez dym, jak wydawało się spod kół.
Shall we read some tweets from the Twitter wall?
I think so. Go for it.
All right, let's see. What do we got? Griffmoy asks, what's the equipment that Reggie Watts was using during the musical performance? A common question. A Line 6 DL5 and a Boss RV5 reverb pedal. So that's the one that, well, adds reverb to his voice. The first one allows him to loop and add effects and allows him to record himself so he can play it back and record himself on top of himself. And again, I asked him, like, oh, you render that in real time. For those who still didn't quite get what that meant, like, that is the first and last and only time that song will have ever been performed.
It's so
that
crazy.
was completely improv.
How do you do that?
He didn't even know that he's Reggie Watts. That's how he does that. That's why he was here, and that's why we're like, oh, MG, we're talking to him. He had no idea what he was going to do. I just sort of said, what kind of style are you going to do? He's like, oh, we'll go up there and we'll figure it out. And that's
so
what he
does. Does it as he goes along.
Yes, the lyrics, the beat, everything, he completely improvs. I mean, other people try to match that style, but there's only one Reggie Watts, that's all I'm saying.
Only one.
That's all I'm saying. And I want to thank him, not only for the performance and the interview, but the delicious treats. Thank you, Reggie Watts. That's amazing.
I can't believe you ate that.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It was delicious. Just like Grandma would make. So thank you, Reggie Watts. Thank you, Matt Myra. Thank you, Sarah Jeremy of the Dragon Corner. Of course, thank you, Sarah Underwood.
Thanks, Sarah Underwood.
Super News Girl. And to Candace Bailey. And extra special thanks for you.